Welcome to another edition of Strange New Pod. I am your cadet master, Giraffe, alongside the best faculty this side of the Golden Gate Bridge. Dean Hawk is back from his short suspension after reprogramming all the replicators to Banana Hawk.
Banana! Yeah.
And Adjunct Eric is here to make sure his special only win scenario, Kobayashi Maru, is ready to roll. Welcome to a fresh semester at S&P Academy. How we doing?
Doing all right.
Tried my best to hype everybody up.
It's good. It's good.
What I'm doing.
I'm old and I'm tired. I'm old and tired.
We're buried under about 15.
No,
I know. It just came from nowhere.
I live in America. I win. Leave me alone.
I guess.
There.
Not complain from the foreign bureau of S&P over there. Are we excited for a new Star Trek show?
Yeah, especially this one. Holy shit, is it good?
I know.
Yeah, here we go. This week, we review Starfleet Academy premiere, Kids These Days, written by Gaia Violo, the creator of Starfleet Academy, and directed by Alex Kurtzman. After being on the run since age 6, 21-year-old Caleb, a brilliant street kid, is offered the chance of a lifetime to join the first new Starfleet Academy class in San Francisco in over a century. There's just one problem. The person offering him the spot is the newly minted Chancellor Nahla Ake, the Starfleet captain who sentenced his mother to federal prison. Dun, dun, dun. Before going into the review, patrons, we have so much to talk about. We're so excited about talking about this premiere that we love you, but we're gonna bypass the patron list today. A quick thank you to the Badmirals, or EPs, who donated money for our new astrophysics labs. Thank you. Yeah. A lot of money. Thank you, EPs. Simon Steger, Chris Wetterman, Tara Poland, Dana, Matt Hawker, Jim McMahon, Maggie Light, Fef, and Michael Graham. Do we have any news, people?
Looks like a lot of news.
Julian just wrote a bunch of news in there.
Yeah.
First, I'm going to say that I recorded with Star Warsologies about classics in Star Wars, and it's out now. Go give them a listen. They're scientists speaking about Star Wars and the science that they know. It's a great podcast, hosted by my friend Melissa, Star Warsologies, and I just recorded also with Clone Star Podcast about Ortegas. Oh, yeah. And just to go into that vein, Melissa Navia interview by Amy Himoff on Alternative Space is available to our patrons now, and it will be available this Wednesday for everyone else. Hawk, you want to get the rest?
Let's see. Strange New Adventures, Cries of Mars, Session 0. Patrons for this Sunday. Next Sunday for everybody else.
Oh yeah, so much content on S&P Academy, so many classes. And you're looking for a review of episode 102. We know 2 episodes came out today. Beta test, it will drop this Monday. We pre-recorded it, and it will be premiering live here on YouTube, where we're all right now, at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're gonna have a pod watch along after that, so if you want to join our Discord, it's all the info are somewhere on the internet and on our website and on our social to join our watch along. Anything else, guys?
If you jumped into Twitch when it started today, sorry we had to kill it. Things were messing up, but we are exploring going on both again, so that's a thing.
Okay, before jumping into our review, I want to ask you guys, what you're teaching this year? What's your class at the Academy?
Ooh.
Dang.
Ooh, dang. Let's go.
What would I teach at the Academy?
See, Eric doesn't read the outline.
No, I didn't. I'm the draft of this episode.
Oh, yeah. We should have a little badge that we just put. It's like, I did not read the outline.
We would all wear it every week. I'm trying to think, like, would it be something clever? Like, would I did now, or like what I do now, like graphic design or like all of that stuff. I mean, what graphic design would you need then? I work
L cars.
L cars.
L cars. Yeah.
I could never
design.
I could never redesign the L cars. This is already perfect. Every iteration. I'll go with music. I would love to be. I would join the opera club. I would join that. I am a classically trained singer. So whenever the Doctor sings opera, I sit there. I'm like, I've sung that aria. I've done that. I love it. Yeah. So I would go in music.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Hawk?
I was going to pick music appreciation.
That's different than teaching vocals, though, right? So
it's true, right? Different genres of music, that kind of thing. You'll see at the end of this episode, but they kind of enlisted one of my favorite singer-songwriters for the end credit. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, it's in the I hope. Did you read the outline, Hawk?
I did read the outline. Yes.
good for you.
I think about it. Oh yeah.
As I skim through it right now.
I don't know. That or something in literature. I'd love to teach a literature class to newbies at the academy.
Yeah, I was gonna go comparative literature.
Yeah.
I like xenolinguistic or something like this. I would love to teach something like that, like comparative of there is a comparative xenomythology. I would love to teach something like that.
Yeah.
I would love to assist that, to be in this class, but also to teach it. Anybody in the chat? Oh yeah, literature. Everybody is like teaching literature. 3D programmable matter, UI design for STMCDE. There's a lot of letter, my friend. Okay, anything else? Okay. Are we ready to jump in?
Let's jump into this thing. We got to talk.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into our review of Starfleet Academy premiere. The smell of a brand new captain chair. Julian and myself were at the premiere in New York City, and I can tell you the audience was vibing with that first episode. Everybody laughed, gasped, clapped, cheered. A lot of laughter, I have to say. That was good. Definitely nobody felt like, untouched by that show. Let's say that everybody found something in there. This premiere is pretty long, 1 hour 15. So we're not going to be able to go too much in details, but we're still going to try to hit all the things. A little bit sad, but that is how it is. Opening scene. We're on Picaru, post-burn, sandstorm. The place seems dark and rough. But we open to a sweet scene between Anisha Mir, played by Tatiana Maslany, and her son Caleb, Sandro Rosta. She's on trial for stealing food and aiding the murder of a Starfleet officer. We also meet the big bad of this season, Nus Braa, played by Paul Giamatti, and Nahla Ake, played by Holly Hunter, who is the captain in charge of the trial. Caleb will manage to escape. It's like gotta be the start of our show, but his mom is sent to a rehabilitation center and Nus to a penal colony. What did you think of this opening scene? Like the first thing into Starfleet Academy, and it's not the Academy. The place, the time it's set up. Did you expect anything like this? We're gonna go Eric and Hawk.
I knew they were gonna try and like set up at least one of these characters as our main. Like someone has to be our eyes as we go through the series. I didn't know which one it was. I didn't watch any of the trailers. It's obviously Caleb. I thought the little Caleb, that actor they got, was Solon Morales, was perfect as like the little version. He looked just like him. I really like Tatiana Maslany just from Orphan Black and stuff. So I like that there was the setting up of how this he's gonna be okay. Listen,
I'm listening.
So
tell me.
When I was growing up, I watched this Canadian TV show about a high school on a cruise ship, on a cruise ship. It was called Breaker High. It was one of the stupidest, but one of my favorite things ever. So I was slightly going that way, and I'm glad that they went this way, although there's still hints of it. That being said, the thing that surprised me about the beginning is I thought they were going to shoot this like Strange New Worlds, and it's not. It's shot more like Discovery. So the action and it's a little bit darker. I thought it was, I was expecting something lighter coming from Prodigy. So seeing something so dark at the beginning, seeing especially in the times that we're living in now, seeing a child taken away from his parent was, it's triggering for a lot of, it's hard to watch the news. We understand what's going on in the world right now. So I didn't know that it would go this dark. I liked it though. I liked it a lot. I like that the kid is ingenious. Like he got her out of the room just so that he could take her comm badge and escape. I thought that was awesome. Jumping forward, we're not doing that yet, but yes, I like that little bit. I almost went up to the next scene. I thought it was really good. It really set the tone for something darker that isn't that dark, but it does have hints of darkness as we go through the series.
Hawk?
Definitely a dark opening, but I'm glad they did it because, it kind of really gave us our bearings that we're still in this post-burn, galaxy. Starfleet is recommissioned. It's kind of restoring order. Tatiana Maslany interacting with the kid was amazing because you knew something was so up. She was so sad talking to him, and as we see, she was waiting her sentencing. I loved how they kind of contrast New Spraka with her, and that it's people in the Burn Society and that were either criminals or people who were driven to criminality, and that because it was desperate. As said, she was just trying to get food for her kid. The fact that this was our introduction to Nahla Ake, as you could see the disillusionment on her face, as she was having to pass sentence and that because she has to follow the law and she can't, make any exceptions for it and that. And obviously, this is, this was meant to definitely touch on what basically just kind of touch on what's happening in society today, and I'm glad they did that. The Burn is kind of it's a great medium in that for Star Trek and that to explore stories like this.
Yeah, agreed. I think that it gives a very good sense of where Caleb is coming from to see that moment. I was shocked too that the kids was here during the trial, that he was separated from his mother. It's violent. It's like, not the ideal Star Trek, like hopeful, we do the right thing, it just, wow, oh, that is what it was during the burn, because in itself, we don't see the burn, like the moment during the burn so much, because Discovery arrives and solves it, and we go back to a very hopeful Star Trek. So I was glad to see that glimpse into Nahla Ake definitely being, as you said, disillusioned and, passing sentencing one after the other, like in that small room in the middle of a sandstorm, and to see that kid was definitely so bright, like mastermind, like chess player, like 4 or 5 steps in advance, knowing what people were gonna do, how to go, and so on. And I like this. I like a smart kid, in charge of his, of his destiny. So I felt that, wow, that was such not what I was expecting at all. And so after that, we fast forward 15 years, right? Caleb is again, like trouble, criminal. Very a little bit like Obi-Wan Kenobi, the shuttle, right?
Like, did have a little bit of a dark Sith going on.
Yeah, you're right. Shackled with these guys who are, I don't know what they are. They look like old-timey Klingons. They look like TOS Klingons.
They also had those tattoos here, like
I was thinking maybe they were Roman, like Romans, but Romans don't exist anymore at that time. They're all Nivarian, I suppose. Anyway, they are. Yeah. So he's a criminal. We see him like take over a full shuttle of prison guards looking for his mother. And just kicking ass along the way. And meanwhile, Nahla is a teacher on Bajor. Like, those 15 years really hit, right? She's pulled from retirement by our favorite Admiral. And she's asked to become the Chancellor of the newly reopened Academy. We're branching here directly into into Discovery, right? Her price, to bring a very recalcitrant Caleb with her. His price, to find his mother. We finally get introduced to the USS Athena after all this prison talk and like dark places again, right? We get finally introduced to the USS Athena, the Academy, the ship, the lab. It's like kind of a magical place. What did you think of the choice of set and the design of this new ship? We go from very dark places to a Bezier that we see barely, and then to that incredible shape that is bigger in the inside. I don't know. Is it a TARDIS? What do you think, Eric?
It is very TARDIS-y, isn't it? It's gorgeous. I remember looking at the set videos, and they're like, "This is the biggest set we've ever made," and it's incredible. I love that it's so dark, so early in the episode, and then it's as things start getting brighter and you see the future coming, like you go to Bezier, it's much lighter, and then you get to the ship, and it's like this glowing beacon. Just it's beautiful. Like you're sitting there, you're like, this is the beacon of hope that Starfleet has wanted for such a long time. I loved it. I thought it was gorgeous. This set, man, it's just incredible. We're not going further than that. Yeah.
Eric catching up on the outline live.
I'm reading it. Let's go.
Hug.
New ship is beautiful. The Athena. I love the kind of, it almost looks like Valkyrie wings that, with the ship engines and that design. But, obviously everything's modular now and that. So it, it can kind of detach itself from it and that and become like this little ship. But yes, it does look bigger on the inside. But then again, like, the original Enterprise D held like 1,000 people?
They're enormous ship.
They're enormous ships.
And they're like, we see in Discovery some, the Breen ships are just ginormous. So
they're like little mega towns or something like that. But yes, once you get on the inside, it's campus focused in that. So everything, bright open spaces, there's touches of nature. It's people are, it's a space kind of designed for people to interact with each other, which is amazing.
The organic bits are what makes it so unique. And it makes it feel not so cold. Like you can go on Disco. Like I love the Discovery ship, but as you go down the hallways, it's so cold and so confined. But this is so open and welcoming. It's just, man, gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like it's a school.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful ship, and I feel that discovering the USS Athena with Caleb, knowing the places where he was, like dudes, like he keeps screaming, "I am not your prisoner!" So like that kid, so the galaxy and the place where most people live at that time, and then he gets into this ginormous ship that is gorgeous, and you see him just look around and be like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I can understand like, the shock into, I was literally, being beaten up in a prison transport, and now I am in that gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous place that flies through the space, that has like koi fishes and a cherry tree and like butterflies, and like it's like wow. But also what really not shocked me but fascinated me is that those seats are real. Like it's not green screen. I mean, they have green screen, they do, but the stairs are so beautiful. Like her office is incredible. The details in the furniture, the architecture, and everything around them just makes it feel so three-dimensional and so big and so full. I was fascinated by it. I love that the ship is called USS Athena.
I thought you would. As soon as they said it, I was like, Jack's gonna love this.
Goddess of war and strategy, I thought, but also wisdom. I thought it's great for Starfleet Academy, right? And that the ship resembled like kind of a laurel crown, with the wings of like the all of Athena. I thought it was like, it's nice. I like
great details.
Yeah. Very Western centric, we will say that, like Greek mythology. But it's close to my heart, so I like it. I don't care. At the Academy, finally, we arrived there with Nahla Ake, and I was carrying Caleb in her back, who doesn't want to be there. And we get introduced with the new faculty and the new bridge crew that will be the center one of the centers of this new show. We get immediately introduced to Cadet Master Commander Lura Faulk, which played by Eugenia Yashiri. We'll speak about her later. I know she's fan favorite. I know we all love her, but we'll speak about her later. And then on the bridge crew, we have a full new bridge crew. Nobody that we know there. I will say a big up to Lieutenant Ya, played by Rebecca Quinn. As we know, we have some WWE fans in here. Not mine.
Not mine. Either.
No. Julian is mostly listening to us being like, ah.
I'm just learning about this now, Julian.
I did not realize there was a wrestler on the bridge.
She was super cool at the premiere. She seems like a riot. So yeah, to everybody who was a fan, yay! But two main names have been circulating on the internet. It's a dean of students, Stephen Colbert, and the Doctor. The Doctor is back, played by Robert Picardo. What did you think of this Starline crew? Do you think they work well together? And is Hanger indeed the worst enemy?
Yes, Hanger is the worst enemy, of course. Yes. I don't have my ice cream right now. I understand the need. But yeah, the teachers and the faculty that we are introduced with so quickly have such personalities, and they're so strong, and you immediately know who they are as soon as you talk to them, as soon as you see them on screen. Oh man, Thok is amazing. We're going to talk about her later, I assume.
I know, but I'm always here to sing the praise of Eugenia Yashiri.
That first scene where she makes Caleb do push-ups with what's his name stuff on his back. Oh my god,
Jaden's.
She was just perfect.
Down, Cadet, down.
Put it on his back. Yes.
Interspecies. What is it? Interspecies vomit monitor and cleaning the holodecks also, which we know lower decks.
Oh my god, yes. I don't know which one Lieutenant Ya is. That the one with the cool voice
with the blue hair?
Okay.
Who who shoots the torpedoes at the end?
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. I also just looked up who this person was. Okay, I understand the wrestler. My daughter watches wrestling. I don't understand that either. The dean of students, Stephen Colbert, was such a perfect casting. His voice is so welcoming, but also there's that hint of I don't want to say superiority, but it's sort of that
nuttiness.
Yeah. I loved it, and hearing his voice is just a treat. Every so often, it's just little nuggets of hilariousness, but also fits well in a school. And then the Doctor, man, he's perfect. He's back, and he's exactly where we think he should be at this point. We know that there's a lot of history, and I assume we are going to talk about him next. But
we can talk about him right now.
I'll wait until we get into the next thing, because there's a lot.
See how organized these, Eric, because I'm hosting tonight. I really appreciate you, man.
We're all staying in the lane.
Yeah. I'm good. See, there you go.
I love the introduction to all these new characters. It's this is where the comedy elements really came out, between Lura Faulk and that ordering him down on the ground and that, and you see how responsive he is to her. All the rebellion seemed to kind of leave his body. She's fantastic. Stephen Colbert as the dean is perfect, like you said, Eric. It's it's the voice. He's able to say these things ridiculous things, with such a straight face.
Yeah.
You can't help it with funny.
I mean, he has no face, but
right.
Yet.
Yeah, I think isn't he just virtual?
Yeah.
I wonder.
But I hope he shows up.
It would be, but no,
they have all these AI staff going around, right? So
yeah. It's almost, he doesn't really have to in that. It's the voice really that it's a big grab in that and this is his second role playing a teacher. I don't know if you guys ever watched that old show Strangers with Candy.
You guys are just talking about random shows. I'm pretty sure you're making them up at this point.
Nope.
A school on a cruise, Stranger with Candy. I think you're pulling my leg.
So Ryan Gosling was on this Breaker High like cruise ship high school show. It's amazing. It's just okay. Anyway, keep going.
So we had the teen, and then yes, Robert Picardo has returned as the Doctor, and that was a great scene with the basically the vaccinations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The vaccination scenes was great. I have to say that what I appreciate about that bridge crew is that they're all older. And when I say older, it's like they're not a bunch of 20-year-olds, because the cadets are a bunch of 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like we have commanders and lieutenants, and they all seem to be,
Experience.
They know their stuff.
Experience.
Yeah.
They know their stuff. Like they're literally driving a ship. Sorry, a ship full of kindergartners. So we're not gonna blow them up, right? Like you think they're gonna, send people who know their stuff. And I like also the fact that they are humans, but they are aliens.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the species of. I think her name is Atlee. An Adley that has all the scales on her face. She
yeah.
looks like a Bricar, but like she's not a Bricar. Somebody on the chat is gonna know.
I swear we've seen that species before somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I think so. It looked familiar. I don't know why.
Oh, I feel like she looks familiar too, but I didn't know where from. So I appreciate that you have like experienced like teacher, and we have, I think her name is Lieutenant Rock, who is the academic liaison. I also like that, like we have like those new posts and jobs on that ship, because it's a special ship. And as a teacher, I'm like, yes. I love Stephen Colbert. He got a standing ovation from everybody changing his name at the premiere. Very, very well deserved. And yeah, the Doctor. So the Doctor is our legacy character, right? Ooh. Who else? Like we're gonna have some people, I think from Disco was gonna show up, but he's like the one that like, links us to, I'm gonna say it, the old track.
Yeah.
Hook us back to the great tapestry of Star Trek. Here we go. That's way better than old Trek.
And does some good connective tissue with some of our favorite new Trek in that.
Yeah, exactly. And we get a reference to Prodigy.
Yeah.
And his reaction to hearing Captain Guindala.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I need. What was that? Did you notice it?
I know that his mood completely changed. Even Sam noted it.
Yeah. Sam was saying that everything got elevated, and he seemed to have like choked up. That worries me, but it also gives me hope that we're gonna find out what happens to the kids from the Protostar. Like
and I was like, oh, Captain Guindala, that sounds right, man. Yeah. That sounds right. What did you? Yeah, go ahead.
I just hope that nothing bad happens to them. Like it seems like he hasn't been in a tutor, like in a mentoring role in such a long time. So when Sam was talking to him, I was just like, is she pushing buttons of something bad that happened? If they do something bad to my Prodigy kids, I swear.
Whoa. You'll be really upset.
I will be really upset, but I'll still watch the show.
Yeah.
I was just like taken out by this. I was like, wait, reference to Prodigy in live action is like already like, wow, so cool. But the fact that these seem to have a backstory and not just like a throw out line, like, oh, Captain Guindala on the wall and that's all. Like there's a whole thing where they're like, hey, we know something that you don't know. So I really like that.
Yeah. I also didn't think that they would reference anything from Prodigy purely because they have the 60th anniversary like intro, right? And they go through all the ships and they don't show the Protostar. That's the only ship that's missing, and it really bothered me to see.
They don't show the Titan also for Picard. I will throw that in the middle.
But that's true. But they also showed the Enterprise the first Enterprise twice because they did TOS and then Strange New Worlds. Like I thought that was like there are other ships, man.
There was not the Kelvin one, right? There was not the Kelvin Enterprise. I don't think so. Yeah. The Cerritos is missing. I don't know the Cerritos. Is the Cerritos? I think I don't know. Maybe they didn't do. Maybe they didn't do animated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry. The USS Athena is finally on her way to Earth. Apparently, they were collecting a bunch of cadets left and right before going back to their home planet, right? Home planet. And they decide on the way to get a little field lesson before hitting the San Francisco campus in the Badlands that I don't think we've seen in Enterprise. How is it the Badlands in anywhere else than Enterprise? That good, like, little trivia. I don't think so. But that was an interesting, back call from the good old eras. While they're scanning to find something to show the students, they fall into a trap. It's a trap set by the Venari Rawl, the pirates that are led by Nusbraka himself. We learned that he intercepted the messages that Caleb was leaving for his mother. TikTok, let's go, roll for initiative. What are we gonna do? We're entering like a big fight scene with ships, very Star Trekky. The ship though is disabled by that kind of like viral programmable matter, and chaos ensued inside of the academy. The cadets, we're finally getting to we already met the cadet, but I'm trying to go into the meat of the episode. So we get to see them in action. Jaden, the Klingon healer, needs to team up with Sam to save Lura Faulk, who got a thing in her abdomen. Do not kill your instructor on the first day. Do not kill your instructor on the first day. Do not kill your instructor on the first day. Khaled needs to team up with Remy to find a way to disable the replicable matter. Genesis Life seemed to be the brain, the leader. She has the energy, she has the mastermind, she is the one that observe and then takes initiative right away, orchestrating everybody. Stop being idiots, go there, go that. What do you think of Genesis right now having this role of the leader, the captain, going from, oh, I need you to teach me how to kill a man with a toothbrush to stop being an asshole, get your shit together. She is Admiral daughter, very mariner, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think she's made of that cloth that helps you bring a whole crew back from the Delta Quadrant?
Oh yeah.
What do you think of Genesis?
Oh yeah, she's definitely that she's that army brat, but not the brat one. She's the one who liked the rules and liked the structure, and she's the one who was always prepared for everything. She seems like that person that always has a plan for plans that fail for the other plans that failed. There's 14 plans that they know.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
She goes through the whole alphabet. She has the whole plans. I loved her. I like that. The first time we see her, she's messing with Sam, and you're like, okay, so she's fun too. But she's she knows how to. She knows people. She knows that she can mess with this person, but get under the skin. She knows how to work with this person. She tries to diffuse a fight between Caleb and dude, bro, I can't remember his name.
Remy.
Yeah.
Remy.
I like that she is so prepared for everything. You see a bunch of students freak out because this is the first time they get into this chaos. So she's the one calmly she knows what to do. She's not the person that freaks out and runs away. She's there. She has a plan. I love her. I think she's great. Command potential.
Yeah, same. You saw it in those two scenes, and that yes, she does like to mess with people, but it's always in this really kind of a friendly way. Mm-hmm. And you can probably intuit that as growing up on ships and that she has a certain appreciation for the Starfleet and the crews and that, and knowing that these are the people that you depend on. With her interaction with Caleb, it's him being caught using the communications device and that, and thinking, okay, bargaining with her, and then she's like, okay, yeah, I want to learn how to kill a man with a toothbrush. I want this. I want to be carried to my room. I want my food pre-chewed, and that. It was such a great way to tell him, hey, you're not in a place where it's, it's not a give and take society, which is something he was probably very much used to in that. So she seems to intuit what people need, and the interaction with her and Sam, Sam out there, greeting everybody in like whatever language and that, for the person passing by and that, just desperately trying to reach out and make a friend. And Genesis was the one who reaches out to her. So yeah, she's that one who brings a crew together without kind of being that the military academy brat. She's cool, but at the same time she understands the structure.
She reminds me of Gwen a lot.
Yeah.
I will say she reminds me of Gwen, but without the parental issues and the anxiety that come from being like, put such in a weird relationship with your parents. I think you're exceptional, but also punish you. She seems to be from a very, very balanced family, which is good. We're happy. Yeah. I love to see a young woman who, seem to be just kind overall, but also very witty, and her humor is never mean. And I really like this. She diffuses right away when people start like to freak out, like Sam, for example. Oh my god, I need to pay you for my friendship. Why do you mean like? And I feel that she is the sole one that has grew up in the Federation, and so she is part of like that bubble of privileged people who have stayed into that protection bubble, basically, and who doesn't seem to be like, she's making fun every time that people are expecting a give or take from things. It's the same thing with Sam. You give your friendship for free or stuff like, or like, and so I feel that there is a lot of background in Genesis that makes her somebody very, stable. And I like that. I like a stable queen in Star Trek for once, She's also bright, like very bright. Like she observes. She has like that human kind of like, I mean, not human because she's Darsha. Yeah. But like that kind of like understanding of people, when she look at them like interacting, and she's like, okay, no, we're not doing this. You're doing that. You're doing that. And that like kind of instinctive leadership where people just listen to her. Those guys are like 3 times her size and they're like, yes, ma'am. And they go. And I love that we have she's very beautiful. Bella Shepherd is a gorgeous woman. Yeah. But she's not like in the mean girl thing, and that is so refreshing. So I am very, very here for Genesis. I loved everything she did in that episode, from like running through the ship, saving Remy, like just like finding solution after solution, never panicking. I think she's a great character. Definitely the cloth of a captain.
Yes,
definitely
admiral abilities.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But we'll get there
eventually.
Yeah, for sure. Jaden yearns or burns maybe for life, for valiant life. Played by Karim Diane, who delivers like a amazing performance for that young Klingon, oscillating between shyness, kindness, determination, Klingon aesthetics, I will say, giving us a glimpse into a character that seems to be way more complex than what they're telling us right now. Yeah. Very layered. And I don't think we've seen a Klingon this layered since Worf and maybe Keller, would seem to be like somebody going through a lot of what being Klingon means. What do you think about that choice to have a Klingon healer, somebody that wants to go to science?
It's so interesting having him. First of all, whenever he speaks, there's this gravitas and this like softness in his speech, so you know that he's not just like there to to fight, or like he's there to do something, like he's there to heal. It everything about him resonates like this healer persona, and I don't have we seen a Klingon healer since Dr. Antok from Enterprise?
I don't
Like, that
know,
was the last
though.
time I've seen a
We've seen Klingon scientists for sure,
but not doctors, really, right? That's the only one I
don't
can think of.
so. I mean, there was the Klingon scientist on Prodigy who was like, kind of geneticist, but not really a doctor.
Even he seemed like more of a warrior than
Fair. But
fighting tribbles,
like everything, just there's so much nuance in everything he says. The fact that he watches birds, like not hunts birds, but watches them. Like there's something soft and gentle about that. I love that he's a healer. And the way he, he's nervous, obviously, when he's working on his teacher. But like,
do not kill your instructor on the first day.
But he has that honor of saving it's amazing. I love everything. I can't wait to know more about him. Yeah.
Same. Like, yes, like we do not get to see that other society, like that other half of the Klingon society, and that all we ever really meet are the warriors and that, and there it's always honor, blah blah blah, and that, or battle. Who builds their ships? Who are the engineers? Who are their scientists? Who are their doctors? It's a part that they never really focus on in the stories.
Gorn would like to have a word.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is a great character to introduce into this. Not only because it reintroduces the Klingons back into the post-burn era, but the fact that we're approaching like a Klingon who joining the Federation, joining Starfleet. We haven't seen any outside of Worf. We haven't seen that. So yes, I like that the character is soft. Yeah. But at the same time, it doesn't want to provoke a fight, but at the same time, doesn't want to back down from one either. And that, especially
he means business. Yeah, he's like,
but when Caleb
present no challenge to me, I was like, shade.
Also, we got a little bit of mystery going on with his background because, what was it? Was it Lura who said whatever it is that you're running from or trying to atone for?
Oh, the shame that you're running from will only compound. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so there's something in his background. So I'm really curious about how they handle that.
Yeah, I think it is so interesting. First of all, people are mad that he's a Klingon healer. I'm like, those guys are beating each other all the time. Don't you think they have at least medicine? Like, I know they're like, they have redundant organs, but I'm pretty sure like healing is a big thing, right? It's important in a society that cut themselves all the time. And Gene is mad in the chat that we didn't talk about the Klingon farmer from Lower Decks.
Oh yeah, right. I'm so sorry, Jane.
Our bad, my lord. We love him, the Lower Deckers of the Klingon Empire. But I think that it's just interesting. Also, I want to say, we don't know what happened to the Klingons.
Yeah, exactly.
We have not seen Klingons in the 32nd century yet. So we have no clue. And the fact that he's here, and there seem to be things, right, that Lura Faulk knows because she's part Klingon. She has the Klingon insignia on her, uniform. I'm like, oh, same then with the Prodigy reference. I'm like, oh, there is something they're gonna tell us. There is like some story that I want to know. I want to know how his mother told him to see the beauty in the world. What happened? Why? Where? Like birds? Okay, so many questions. And I like the fact that for me, Jade and Kra is a little bit kind of that like Spock kind of thing. Like, I'm fucking off from what people expect me to do, and I'm going to the academy. That's a little bit how I imagine young Spock, like saying like, that fuck you to the Vulcan Science Academy and going to the Starfleet. For me, I have kind of that vibe of a character that's gonna walk both worlds and also be an ambassador between those two parts of his life. I love the fact that they're kids. We've not seen Klingon kids so much. I mean, we have like Alexander, I suppose, but you know what I mean? Like, I like the fact that he is driven by knowledge. And I think it's an interesting take from whatever we've seen from Klingon so far. My favorite Klingon is Kaler, so you know I'm gonna be a sucker for Jaden.
Yep.
Caleb has a solution to get rid of the viral programmable matter. Someone, however, has to get out there in space to scan the programmable matter. Dar Remy suddenly becomes the man of the hour. We learn that he's a Kyonian, bitch! And from being first shown as the classic, the wealthy jock, was also a bully who gets into the face of Jaden because he watched birds. But under Genesis leadership and also the pressure of the moment gets to him, and we slowly see why he made it to the Academy. He's here for a reason. You cannot buy your way into the Academy, I suppose. So most probably there's something about him. What do you think of that character, Dar Remy? The choice of having him be an alien that can shapeshift and all this, the makeup, all of that, Eric.
The makeup was amazing. And the CGI was great for the transition. I like that there's something, it seems like he's a little bit ashamed of being a shapeshifter. He made Genesis turn around and not see it. There's something there, and I like that there's a layer of maybe shame or something there. Listen, every high school show needs its AC Slater, right? You gotta have the person that's sort of a dick at first, and then they become friends, and that's who he is. I saw him immediately, was like, this is what happened to Zach. When in the first couple days with AC Slater, they were fighting over Kelly, and they ended up becoming best friends. So I know that it's a
and that's a show for Gen Z. Nobody knows who AC Slater is, man.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the Breaker High, but no, I want to Saved by the Bell. So
I've watched them, but I know this one. This one exists for real.
I like him. I like that he's sort of a douchey, and we know that he's going to be the douchebag with a heart of gold or something like that. And I like seeing these people unwrap. I watched Degrassi Junior High growing up. These are the things that I thrive on. I love these tropes that are in these school shows. So I like that there's this bully that's helping out, and he's sort of finding his group. Maybe he had his lackeys at first. We saw him with a group of people, but they're not going to be there in 5 episodes or 6 episodes. He's going to have these new friends that are going to make him better. He's going to be a better person. And Genesis is going to be that person who can change him. You might not think so at first, but she's going to change him.
Yes, we are dealing with teens. So teen drama. So teen drama comedy.
Are they teens? I thought they were 20 something.
I mean, they're
20 something.
Yeah.
They're 20, 21. Yeah. Caleb is 21. We know for a fact he's 21.
I mean, they're kids, so let's put it at that. But yes, we do need that trope of school and that. But I'm glad they didn't lean so hard into that. That's the trajectory of this character going forward. He's just going to be the asshole who steals binoculars and plays keep away with it and that. I like what you said about that. He might have some sort of shame complex in that with his identity, although he didn't seem to be ashamed of that in particular. That may fuel some of that behavior. Who knows? I do like the fact that he's a shapeshifter who they don't have to do a ton of makeup on. They'll probably use that at some point. But the fact that they have actually they just keep him in a human form, that's definitely a production choice. But it does give a kind of a super abled character into the mix, kind of like a Data or Spock, in the TOS and that. I'm looking forward. I am looking forward. He's responsive to command,
so far.
So far.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where it's going.
I like the delivery that George Hawkins, as the actor who plays Dar Remy, has. He has a shit-eating grin. You see him and you're like, I want to punch you in the face.
100%.
He gets that you're gonna be a problem, like kind of energy into the place. And his first introduction, like being a dick to Jaden, that right away we started like it because he was like, dude, I really have to put my back on that guy's, like, he's so nice, you know, you're like, do not mess with Jaden. And I like the fact that he's in that group because I feel we need a little bit of, everybody's too perfect, like we need some like trouble people, you know. And he's the first Kyonian to get to the academy, that's what he says. So I'm also looking forward, and he's kind of like rich. I don't know how like Caleb says that, but I don't know where it comes from. But so I'm interested into knowing that he's definitely from that part of the Federation that definitely had money. And so I think all of them are bringing us an information on what happened during the burn and how all those different like group of people lived outside or inside of the Federation. I think it's just funny also, like Asshole 1 to Asshole 2 just cracked me up. And we didn't talk about the language, but I love the fact that they swear. I find it so refreshing that
they're kids, of course they're swearing. Right?
Yeah, but like when he says like, I'm Kyonian, bitch, I'm like, yeah, that's how anybody would say that sentence.
It's excellent. Yeah.
It makes sense, and it sounds like real people talking. So I think like he's gonna bring some conflict and he's gonna bring some issue, but definitely he's gonna be somebody that grows. And also, he's here for a reason. He's most probably smart, you know? I like the makeup. But I'm happy he's a shapeshifter because at least we don't get a Hammer situation where they have to kill him at some point because he's too expensive in makeup.
He's too pretty to put all the makeup on all the time. He's too pretty.
For sure. They're all too pretty. Stop it. Like... They're already pretty because they're 20-year-olds and they're so young, you know, and I'm like, I'm old. And then they all look perfect. Have you seen Karim Diane and like just how he goes through life?
Good Lord.
Jesus. That's like one of my favorites, my baby. Sam is a literal like Swiss Army knife. Can do everything. Just using her photonic ability and her smile, she brightens the room. Oh yeah. But also she brings in our computational ability to help Caleb code and solve in real time. She tried to get the doctor as their mentor, but apparently he's not a mentor anymore. She seems to occupy that Spock Data Zero character, right? Fascinated by humanity, pure at heart, but with a brain that will make everybody sit down and be quiet. So, are we in love with her yet? What do we think of Carrie Brooks' portrayal of a baby photonic, Eric?
As soon as I saw her on screen, I was like, this is my favorite character. This is my favorite character. And if you hurt her in any way, I will murder you all. I've only known her for 30 seconds, but I will murder you all.
Is that the Rosa from
Rosa from
Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, it's when she got the puppy.
With the baby, with the puppy.
Everyone in this room and then myself.
She is just a ray of sunshine, like in every single scene. If a golden retriever could become human formed, this would be Sam. Just wonder and joy and like, look at this. It's amazing. It's like a Disney movie without all the singing. It's wonderful. I love her so much. I like how enthusiastic she is to learn, because there are students out there that just love to learn. My second daughter is just like that. She wants to like envelop every single thing. And now that we watch Ilio and listen to Janeway talk about space, she just wants to learn about space all the time, which I love. Also Prodigy, so that also helped. The mentorship with the Doctor, I think, is actually going to happen. I think it's going to slowly, happen over the course of the series, especially since they're both holographic beings and there's some sort of air of mystery between what happened when the protostar happened and then now, and he's got to live through it all. I like that she is able to do things that we don't know yet. We've never seen a holographic being other than the Doctor. Her turning on the lights of the ship, like just making all the circuits glow, was magical and beautiful.
And she goes, Hi.
Yeah, I don't know how to express how much love I have for this character just immediately, and just throughout this whole episode, every time she was on screen, she stole it. Like, just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to go out of your way not to like her, or to find a reason not to like her. And for me, it was that moment. Yeah, when she lit up the hallway, and that, I don't know, for some reason, like I saw that and I got a little choked. I was like,
it's beautiful. It was
it was a really lovely moment in that, with the music and everything. And yes, I love her performance.
You know what it reminded me of? When Groot lights up, with all the little
with the
lights.
fireflies, yes.
Like, it had that same feeling. Oh my God.
Yes, it did, didn't it?
Was that a Marvel reference?
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
What was I going to say? Oh, I'm very interested in her kind of backstory. So, from what I understand, she was basically programmed to be of the equivalent age of a 17-year-old, but she has actually only existed for about 4 months. So, basically, her people created her for the sole purpose of sending her to the academy. I really need some backstory on this.
I think she said something about reconnecting with the organics or something like this. Like when she talks to
they wanna reintegrate with organics. So she's like an envoy.
Yeah.
As well.
Exactly. The fact that they call themselves photonics. Like I like, we know with the Doctor and that, when we first met the Doctor, and like when he became like immobile, and that was because of the mobile emitter. I'm wondering about the technology that goes into creating like a photonic being now.
I think she's like one of the photonics that we see in Voyager, like the one that we see in oh my God, why am I blanking? It's one of my favorite episodes with Arachnia.
Okay, I gotta watch more Voyager.
What do you mean? You've never watched? Oh my God! Everybody's
I've watched.
Gonna be mad at me on the chat, but like it's a.
There's some of the episodes I've forgotten.
Captain Proton, when they're like on the holodeck. You've never watched that episode?
Yes, I have seen Captain Proton.
Bride of Chaotica.
Bride of Chaotica. We did the full play. We actually did the live.
I was like, I read it with you guys. Okay, so in Bride of Chaotica, they have like those two agents who are like photonic beings, and they think the holodeck is real and that it's an actual thing that is happening because they're photonic beings and they're like interacting with the photonic thing in the holodeck. So we've seen photonic beings before. And I think in Equinox, they kind of are also photonic beings, question marks. But I'm not certain about this. Now we're gonna shame you, Michael.
I know, you really should. I gotta, I definitely have to.
There's a bunch of Voyager stan in that chat in here. But I think that the difference with like the photonics and the holograms is that holograms are made by humans, or like organics, and they were supposed to be slave quotation mark, like we see all the EMH like doctors who are like not sentient like he is, or question mark also. So the Doctor had to become like, how to argue with Janeway the fact that he exists and he's sentient and he's alive, right? And I think photonics more like occur like I don't know, or maybe in between. That's a good question.
Like
I love Sam.
They're sort of like beings made of light. I assume something like that.
Yeah.
There's.
She's my favorite. Like Sam is absolutely incredible. Carisbrook, the moment I saw them on the stage at San Diego Comic-Con, I was like, yes, that person there. Yeah, like they were just bawling, like watching the screen. It was so weird, like because they had them all standing, not sitting. It was just a weird setup. But yeah, I think that it's so nice to have such. I mean, I'm gonna say it's black joy, to see a black character who's so happy and so smiling and also like so accepted, and I love Sam. I love Sam so much. And I agree. I will go Rose too. I will kill everybody in the room and myself if anybody hurts her. Ever. Let's talk about, I think, my favorite scene in the episode. Yeah, dying really gets your blood pumping, eh? Another fan favorite, Lura Faulk, seem already to be a force to reckon with. Let's be honest. She scares me in a good way. You know, everybody during the premiere, everybody was laughing at every single one of her lines. Like, she has such like facial expression all the time. What did you think of Lura Faulk, of that Jem'Hadar Klingon, played by Gina Yeshere? If you've not seen Bob Hart Abishola, go watch that. Badass EXO of the USS Athena, Eric.
She just commanded like everyone around her. Like, the perfect mixture of Jem'Hadar and Klingon was just put on screen for all of us to just like bathe ourselves in awesomeness. I don't know what else I can say other than I don't understand how I don't even know where I'm going with it. I like her so much, but there's like so little that we've seen so far of her a little bit. I like her relationship with the captain. Nahla Ake. I like that they have this give and take relationship. We didn't see that much in it this episode. I like that she might be a mentor to Jaden. And as a child of two worlds, I hope we get to play in that realm. I can't imagine a Jem'Hadar and a Klingon getting together. That's the thing that's hurting my brain. But she doesn't.
But also,
perfectly.
It makes so much sense.
It does. It does. That's the thing that it hurts my brain. But also, like, yeah, of course, obviously they would get together. And I can't wait to see how she plays with both of those cultures. Like, I hope they explore that.
Hug.
I like Drac Corix had the greatest comment here. I love Gina's own take on it. Lura is funny, but she doesn't know it, which I think really kind of.
I think she knows she's funny. I think she gets off like making people laugh.
Possibly, but so far is my favorite character from the series. Just like she knows how to play this like perfectly. She plays it big. You know, with her performance, which if you're going to be like half Jem'Hadar, half Klingon, and that you can't really go, you can't go quiet on that. No, she's big, she's loud, but just commands authority and respect. The scene with Caleb that we talked about, yes, I think I wonder if she's going to end up becoming more of a mentor to Caleb than to Jaden. Yeah. Like I said, my favorite new character for this series. I can't wait to see more of her.
Yeah, the moment she was introduced in, as the cast, I was like, yes. I like how professional and very like the EXO, the number one. She's to Nahla Ake, but then she turns to Caleb and she's like, I just got it master to you. And she's way shorter than he is, right? And still commands the place. And I love that because she plays with heavy prosthetics. Let's put that out. Heavy prosthetic. Yeah. Entirely painted, right? And her facial expression are so incredible. Her makeup is gorgeous, by the way. Yep. The makeup team, oh my god, she's beautiful. But it is so funny to us, I think it's the contrast between her and Nahla Ake cracks me up because like she's yelling at Caleb and Nahla is just like behind us like have a good first day of school. that sent me, that made me laugh so much, because you always need like that duality, the good cop, the bad cop kind of the teachers. And I love the fact that she takes no shit from any of these cadets. You feel like she has been doing that for some time. She knows every single one of them. She has seen everything from those cadets. But the moment when she's telling Jaden, I have died and I'm reclaiming my life in battle. And I was like, oh my God. And he's terrified of her. You can see him like oh my God, I'm going to kill her, right? The way she screams, she's like Remy, get me something to bite. That's the only thing she's asking him. She's not asking him to do anything important. She knows. But I that whole scene where she still misunderstood what Jaden said, that he was yearning for a valiant life, and she's like, you are burning for it's like yearning. Everything. And when she hits him on the arm and he flies through the room, ow. Listen, I love it so much, and I feel that it's that humor that doesn't take away from the scene, like from the gravity of the scene, but helps you build like that character was just, herself. And I like the fact that when she introduced herself with like her Klingon house and her Chanhandal house. And I'm really looking forward of that biracial character written by biracial writers. I am here for it. But so far, I find her very, very interesting, and because she's not cliche. Yeah. She's not any type of character I think we've seen so far in Star Trek, and I am here for it. Also, Gina Ishiri is just so funny. Oh my god,
good,
so funny. So, they could have gone that serious with her role, and I'm so glad they didn't. Yeah. Well, I think that like that serious also should be scary, and I think she's scary to cadets, which is great, but not to the crew. And I think it's so funny, right? Anything else to add about Lura Faulk? I thought everybody wanted to speak about Lura Faulk.
We can't. Words can't come out about how awesome her portrayal is. That's the issue.
Although I did love that knowledge drop that like the Jemadar and that their society has definitely changed. And that they have houses now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They have houses. They interact with other species, and also, well, we don't know where she was educated. I wonder if she was educated both culture, which is super interesting. What's the Jemadar culture?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, we're 32nd century, so that's also very interesting to know what happened after the Dominion and what happened to them building a culture. Maybe with the Klingons, that would be interesting.
Oh, I hope we find out.
They better tell us. I'm telling you this much because I have many questions right now, and I'm pretty sure they know.
We're finally learning about Klingons. It's been years.
Yeah.
I mean, we've learned nothing. They watch Bird. I need more.
Yeah.
Okay, so Genesis saves Dar Remy, who is dying outside of the ship, trying to scan the replicable matter, and with the help of the Doctor, who gets to say his iconic line. What is the nature of your medical emergency? Caleb keeps showing new skills, right? He's a real chameleon. We've seen him piloting a shuttle, stealing a prison transport. We see him kick several asses very efficiently. Holding his own against the whole crew of Starfleet officers and not being scared just by Lura Faulk. It was just a little bit scared of Lura Faulk, but that's normal. Do push-ups while a Klingon Jem'Hadar yells at him, stand up to a bully, and now he knows how to get rid of that thing that is stopping the USS Athena. Nahla Ake seems unsurprised by that kid's talent, and she needs to buy him more time to get to engineering to put his antivirus into the thing where all the parrots are. Anyway, let's finally speak about Caleb. What do we think of first Sandro Rosta, his portrayal of Caleb? Is fantastic at playing that young guy who's pushing all of your buttons, while being also complicated to read, keeps surprising you every time he's doing something. What do you think of that choice of like the whiz straight kid as the main character of that show?
I mean, it makes sense. This is a post-burn society, right? Like this kid grew up having, like, he was 8 when he went off on his own, and we don't even know what happened before 6. Then. He was 6? I thought he was 8 or something.
6.
Oh man, that's crazy. And we know that they're already in, trouble before then. Like when he was with his mom, they were running with pirates. So obviously this kid has all these skills. He's had to be on his own since 6. He's, trying to find his mom. He's been in and out of the system, as we saw earlier. Of course he has all these skills. He's had to get by. Like we don't, when we saw Discovery come to, this century, we saw how rundown and how lawless everything was, right? And how rough it was for just the regular folk. Imagine this kid having to go out there and having to live and, trying to find his mom all the while doing it. Like this kid has to figure out things to survive. So I like that he's like this. He's like a rebel Aladdin in space. Like I think that's cool.
Oh, I like that.
I like him a lot. I like Sandra Rosa. Main character, sure. He's sort of trying to find his way in Starfleet. Like that's our eyes. We need to see that. Like he needs to see the hope being built through this system that he's been betrayed by. Like I like him. I like him a lot. Yeah.
Do you think he's the main character? Or do you think it's Nahla Ake?
I think the main focus on the show is his relationship with Ake. I don't think either of them are really the main character. I think this is generally an ensemble show. Like
the Zach Morris of Starfleet.
He is Zach. 100%. And then Dude Bro is AC Slater.
Hawk.
I think the main criticism you could level at him as a character, and that is like it's a little too much. He's, he is, super tough. He's super streetwise. He's also super smart, and that. And it's like, I think, I think Julian actually referred to him as a Gary Sue.
A Gary Sue?
A Gary Sue. However, yes, like, character-wise, and that it would make sense, and that, the kid, grows up the way he does. And that, as far as Sandro's performance and that, I really like him. He has, I think he's multifaceted in that. He has this wonderful expressive face, especially in the eyes. And like he seems to be able to he can like kind of switch streams from like serious to comedy to pathos, to flirtatious and that. It's like him and Genesis interacting. Something's gonna happen there.
I don't know that.
It just seems like it's inevitable. But who knows? We'll see. But
no, it's all about Genesis and Caleb. That's what's going to happen. It's going to happen that way.
Yeah. Oh, and his fight scenes were amazing, by the way. And the thing on the prison bars, him taking on Nusbraka, that was great. So like he does like action very well. So my judgment, I'm looking forward to seeing where they take this kid.
Yeah, I mean, I like the following an external character into Starfleet.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting take because, I mean, the external character we had were like, Michael Burnham was not external. She was demoted and then she was a prisoner and then coming back. And then we had also, we had Cisco was still Starfleet, but, coming as a commander and like becoming the captain of Deep Space Nine. So I feel that we never really truly had somebody who's not Starfleet at all. Somebody called him like Street Wesley. And I'm like, I don't know. Wesley is kind of like, he's not a bit Genesis, right? He's like born into it, right? Like, but I like the fact that we have just somebody who has nothing to do with Starfleet, who doesn't want to be there, who is lending us his eyes to go through that world that we know better than he does. And I think it's really interesting how we read the room and he reads the room and he gives us his reading, and then we're like, oh, well, no, that's not what's happening here, but he doesn't know that. So I'm very interested in where that character is gonna go. I have to say that I want to find my mom. I'm not really highly invested into that. personally. I'm like, I understand. But I just, on one hand, I like that it's not the big take of like the world is gonna end.
Yes.
You know, on the other end, I feel that I would love to see more Tatiana Maslany for sure.
Yes.
But I forget that it's his aim. Something like, she was like, oh yeah, that's right. He's looking for his mom, and that's why that whole place is, you know, getting attacked by pirates.
Yeah.
So let's talk about pirates. Nahla Ake versus News Braa. Holly Hunter versus Paul Giamatti. I think this is the first time we have such like giant actors acting with each other, against each other. Just amazing, the energy they bring into their scene. They seem to have the time of their life playing, let's be honest. What did we think at first, like, of the choice of Holly Hunter to portray Nahla Ake, a disgraced captain, back as a chancellor, 400-something lengthenite, we need to adjust the captain chair to her size? Wears glasses, walks bare feet, puts her feet up on the chair, like... What do you think of Nahla Ake?
I love her so much. She has such a different vibe as a captain, and I like that she seems so relatable. Like she's definitely a teacher. You could see that. She feels like a teacher. She feels like a kindergarten teacher, and I like it. The barefoot thing. There's something that's so inviting about this character. The bare feet, the glasses. She doesn't need like. I'm sure in this time you don't necessarily need it. You could probably get it fixed, but she likes to have these tactile things. Like she likes feeling the ground. She doesn't have her shoes on. She likes putting her feet up. Like these are all very grounded things for this person. And I like that she's like the grounding force for all these students. And Holly Hunter is an amazing actress. And to have someone of this caliber to play that, just perfect.
Yeah. Hawk?
It's crazy that Star Trek has kind of entered that plateau where Academy Award nominees are now taking on these major roles in it, and I'm totally here for it. She is an amazing actress. I'm just kind of going back in my mind. I've been watching her in media for probably more than 30 years now.
Yeah, definitely over 30 years now.
I mean, like,
She's
I think
68.
I know. Like,
How?
I know. Like the first time I saw her was like Raising Arizona, and that was from the 80s, like the late 80s.
I saw her in The Piano, I remember.
The Piano.
Yeah.
I actually went to a little tiny ass cinema in that back in back in the day just to go see that movie and that because I'd heard so many good things about it. David Cronenberg's Crash she was in. She can switch gears. Her character in this is kind of great, you know, in the fact that, you know, yes, you know, she is at heart a teacher. She was, you know, she's been in Starfleet for ages. Who knows how long? And that 400, like, what's her age? Over 400?
I think over, like, around 400. I don't know.
She did mention it. It's either like it's not 420 because, you know, 420, but she's definitely over 400 years old. Who knows?
Yeah,
how much
420. Let's say that, Hawk.
Yeah, let's just say 420.
I mean, but Pelia in Strange New World, we saw she was around ancient Greece, and she's still here in like the 2200s. So, like, she's like 4,000 years old. Like, how old is she? Like, no, she's not 4,000, but like 2,000 and some. You know?
Yeah.
So unless she's lying, like Lanthanites, Lanthanites like have an insane long life.
Yep. But no, I'm enjoying the hell out of her character. She seems naturally, like, you know, kind of geared towards the teaching. You know, as we see, you know, little blossoms or blooms or whatever, that the academy on Bajor, where she was early education.
I like that the doctor calls them little zygotes.
But she can be serious, but at the same time, she's not the typical captain we see in that, because she doesn't take the role as seriously as everyone else. You know, obviously in that the glasses, the way she draped over the chair in that, and by the way, her interactions with Giamatti in that scene, were just it was priceless. The whole tracking shot, like like mostly it was single take if I remember correctly in that, but like they had some great kind of physical chemistry together.
Yeah, I am so sold on Nahla Ake. It's very funny because, when you're a woman, and especially in leadership, you're taught like you need to sit a certain way, you need to act a certain way, you do like everything to look a certain way and to gain respect from how you act in the space. And the more I age, the less I give a fuck about this. And I feel like if I get to 400 years old, anything goes, man. I'm like walking barefoot. I'm like, putting sitting. I already sit like that on my chair. And it's very funny because somebody was telling me, oh my God, I don't stand like barefoot. I am always barefoot in my office.
Always.
As soon as at my office at work, as soon as I get in my office, I take off my shoes under my desk, and I do put I put myself. I have a giant chair, and I put myself like in the chair, and I feel that, I'm gonna say it's a woman written by women, and that is what you're seeing. That is not a woman written by a man. This is a woman written by women, and it is so visible to me because I'm like, yeah, that is absolutely how I would be if I had 400 years old and I would run the Starfleet Academy. Like, you're going to come at me because I walk barefoot? I've been doing that for like way before you were like your great grandparents were even fought, like, what are you talking about? The fact that she reads real books, and that she has her glasses and then she just read in the chair. I love that. I think I'm entering my middle age era. But I feel that she just gives a humanity to the characters, and all of them, I feel they give you the feeling that they are real people. And not people like, Starfleet officer are like greater than great and like so perfect. And I feel it's really like something that we see in Lower Decks with those Lower Deckers, which real people with like real interest, So it just, sometimes I forget that they're not like, I forget that she's not Nahla Ake, you know what I mean? She most probably wears shoes when she goes to things. And I like that energy with Paul Giamatti is also from actors who have nothing to prove and they're just having fun. There is no like trying to show this way or this way, like her hair is a little bit of a mess all the time. I love that. Sometimes you see that she has like the mark of like having her hair tie, and that is such a real design of a woman in leadership. And I love that. I love that so much. And anybody who's like, that's not realistic, like, go meet actual real women. Go talk to them. Go talk to real women. You're gonna see how they sit in chairs and how they have their hair, and like women that work like 70 hours a week. Go meet them. Yes, everybody is saying yes in the chat. Oh, she's 422 years old.
Yes,
Damn.
we got
Hawk, good job.
Close. Yeah.
Let's talk about Paul Giamatti again. How he just seems to do that for free just because he has fun, honestly. Like the character design is incredible with like the tic-tac-toe on the side of his head. He's such an asshole. I love him. Like malnutrition really brings in your cheekbones. Like the whole let's play a game of origami chicken. The whole lines and how he delivers it makes him such a great villain. He gets bamboozled by Nahla Ake and the programs of the USS Athena, and he ends up having to face Caleb in that very cool fight we're talking about. But also kind of funny, he gets his head bashed in the console, which starts the virus. He activates the program, and then he goes into the pod, and he does this Vulcan salute like Spock on the. so insane, right? What do you think of Nuspraka? Do you think this character is smarter than what we think he is? Do you think he's going to be here the whole season, Eric?
Yes, and yes, I think he is smarter than he is than we think he is. I love him. I love how cruel he is. But like he's having a blast doing it. Paul Giamatti is a self-proclaimed Star Trek fan. Like not TNG, DS9 is his favorite series. Ooh. And like love how much joy he brings to his performance. The line that really stuck with me was when he was talking to Caleb as a child, and he says, "You know that hate in your heart, keep it in you, it'll warm you at night." I was sitting there like, oh, that's brutal. But
and
also,
he says that to him when he sees him again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's such a good character. I like that there seems to be so many layers to him. His pirate, whatever.
The Venery Rawl.
Yeah, they seem to be something really big, and you hear about it in the next episode. So, yeah, I like that he's sort of this leader of these pirates that don't seem useless, like in Discovery. What was that one pirate villain that just sort of died really randomly and fast? Do you remember? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But this one seems formidable and like just cruel. And the fact that he's been taking Caleb's messages, and I don't know if that's why he hasn't caught up with his mom, it's just because he's hiding all this shit from him. And like just making them not get back together, and maybe he's using his mom. Paul Giamatti is a joy to see on screen. I hope we see him a lot in this season. He is a pretty big actor, so I don't know if they can afford both Holly Hunter and Paul Giamatti at the same time for all of it.
More game of origami chicken.
Yeah. So I anytime he's on screen, like it's wonderful. I wonder if this was like a nod to Lower Decks. I know he's a big Star Trek
Lower
fan.
Decks.
Yeah. Like,
well, just when he puts his hand against the thing and it's like, I'm like,
yeah,
this is so unhinged.
Yeah. He's brilliant.
Well, no doubt Paul Giamatti was a huge get, to play a villain role in that, because he's a great character actor. I mean, he's just coming off of like 7 seasons of Billions and that, as Chuck Rhodes and that, which was a very dark, complex character in that, and you could almost say like, he's just kind of extending that out into Nesbraka. No, he's having a lot of fun playing this guy. People were asking if this is going to be a very complex villain. I don't know if he's going to be very complex. He's definitely smart. He's a very smart character, but at the same time, I think deep down, it's mostly just kind of, he's just kind of a base criminal in that. And, that's what it seems like to me. He just, he's more interested in wealth than anything else, but he knows how to get under people's skin. Yeah. I mean, like, with Caleb, like when he was 6, and, even like at the end there and that, teasing him about how he and his mother broke out of the prison together and that shame what happened to her. The mind games never stop with this guy, I'm assuming. But I don't need a complex villain. I don't need a galaxy ending villain in that. I need more of this kind of villain. It's like, it seems like a little small time, but at the same, it's kind of perfect. A post-burn villain, trying to, make his next big play.
Yeah, I agree. I think, he is not small fry. I definitely think he is, like, the Venery role seems to be a big thing. Like, maybe not as big as the Emerald Chain, but like, definitely they seem to maybe because the Emerald Chain right now is being dismantled, right? Yeah. After the death of Osira. So I feel that he has that thing that it makes you think he's an idiot, but I don't think he is. Yeah. I do think he's a very dangerous man. Like, the way he is restrained in the first scene tells me that they know that guy is, like, not to play with. He also managed to hack a full ship. Like, That's kind of incredible. So I'm so here for it. Like every single one of his line is facial expression. Again, working with prosthetics on his face. Like everyone's facial expression is so insane. Like all the little that he does, and like when he spits, and when he's like he's giving a little bit like kind of a Joker insanity.
It's almost like a psychopathic Harry Mudd.
I like that.
Interesting.
I really like that. Well, his ship gets destroyed, right?
Yep.
And he escapes, but now he knows that Caleb is here. And I agree with you, Eric. I think the disappearance of Anisha Mir is a little bit more complex than what we want to think. I think mostly she's still working with him, or like there's something.
Yeah, I think that she's actually a pirate. I
Yeah, I mean, like when she told him don't trust, like she tells her son don't trust him, you know.
Yeah, I think it's way more complex than what we wanted. I think Caleb is gonna have to make a choice at one point or another, like between his mother or the academy or something like that. But yeah, so the Venari Royal ship, very cool ship design also. Gets destroyed. Rebecca Quinn, Lieutenant Yah, is the one who blows up the ship with the photon torpedoes. I think that is great that she gets to blow up a ship on her first episode in Star Trek. I think that's a great honor. Would love to do that too. The USS Athena finally arrives to San Francisco on the tune of the song San Francisco, sang by Rufus Wainwright, who also sang the Tom Bombadil ballad in The Rings of Power, if you watch that show, on a Bear McCreary score. What do you think of this final scene? Caleb is going to get like some extra community work, but he's not expelled. And seeing the ship arriving on Earth, having to San Francisco, having all the cadets see the Golden Gate Bridge. What did you think of this scene, Eric?
Normally, I don't like actual songs showing up at the end of shows,
except for Faith of the Art.
Yeah,
art.
Yeah.
Course,
well,
yeah.
that's at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So,
excuse me.
I didn't mind this. I love Rufus Wainwright. He's one of the best concerts I've seen. Canadian American artist. He's also known for Hallelujah from Shrek, if you guys remember that. And lots of others. I loved his rendition of San Francisco. Like there was something sweet and like inviting about it. There was a sense of awe as they were, seeing the ship like detach and then land in the campus, which I thought was a little weird. I didn't know how to take that. That seems like a recipe for disaster eventually. Caleb, obviously he's gonna stick around. He's, he has a little bit of trouble that he has to work through, but I like that they ended on the relationship between him and Ake, and that there's this sort of like, she's sort of like a steward to him, like some sort of not more than a mentor, sort of like an adoptive parent type of thing. There's something that feels really personal with her relationship with him, and I like that feeling. Like she takes ownership of him, at least his well-being.
But she's trying to also like redeem herself, own past.
Of course.
So yeah.
And I don't know. I thought it was nice. That just the song gave lots of hope for what's happening for, and that song has a lot of history behind it, especially with when it was released in the 60s. Yeah. So I thought it was a beautiful ending. I thought it was weird that right at the end it said you can get this soundtrack. That was weird. That was the weirdest part.
I was like, okay, Paramount, you already take my money. Please stop. I'm not giving you more.
Exactly.
Hawk?
I agree with Eric. I love Rufus Wainwright. I'm just so surprised. I'm looking at, and it's like somebody mentioned in the comments, let's not all forget about Along the Watchtower too. He didn't cover that. No.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But it's interesting because, that he kind of does these covers and that, because like the Rufus Wainwright I know is like, probably one of the best lyricists like of the last 30 years of music. But does a fantastic cover of the song on that. It really kind of incorporates his love of kind of choral and operatic notions into it, especially like with the people in motion and that bit. Like it just seemed like just this kind of swirling, heady kind of miasma. It was great. I love this. Usually, like you said, we're not really all that fond of them inserting like kind of popular songs into some shows like Star Trek. We always think it has to be orchestral. No, it doesn't always have to be orchestral. And yes, there is tons of meaning implied in it. San Francisco, as you mentioned, and that it's always been like this kind of like this place that people put a lot of hope into. In that the 60s, it was the hippies and that,
and now it's the tech bros.
I know, the tech bros, and at one point it was kind of like considered like the queer mecca, and that it was like a call for for people who were gay.
It
and
still
that,
is.
Yeah, still is.
Yeah.
And having Wainwright do that cover, for this, it's like as a kind of a new hope that has emerged. Starfleet has always been based in San Francisco. We know that. This new post-Burn society, the Academy is opening back up again. It's like another bastion of hope.
It's another movement that's moving forward.
Yeah,
like the hippie movement, like this. Yeah,
exactly. Something that's more interested in the people than it is in like profiteering and corporations.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't see it this way, but yeah, I have to say that I first it took me out. I was like, wait, what? Like when it starts and the song was like, what is happening? I was not sure I like that. I was kind of like, I liked the visual. I thought it was so beautiful, like having that ship land into the academy, having like cadet learning on the ship. I think also it's a great middle ground because everybody was like, oh, if they're in the academy, then they're not going to go to space. I think like it's a good way to do both. I thought it was really cool looking, honestly. So cool looking. The song, when I watched it by myself, screener on my TV, I was like, I don't know that I like that. Then I rewatched it. I was like, I actually like that. And then I saw it on the big screen at the premiere, and when they go like, a whole new generation, I cannot fucking sing, sorry about that. I cried. I was like, it was so emotional, like to see it on the big screen. And like the song is very, powerful, like people in motion, like a whole new generation. Don't forget to put flower in your hair. Like, it's so beautiful. I thought it was really well shot. And you see like all those like silhouettes looking at the Golden Gate Bridge. I was like, oh, so emotional. I like that it ends on that, and also Nahla Ake like opening about losing her son to Caleb, and having this whole thing of like, we're all a bit like we all went through shit. Like everybody that like survived the burn has lost people. So I mean, has like lost whole like civilization and whole planet and everything, and they've all gone through dark times, and now they're just like trying to be a whole new generation and move on to like better times. And I thought it was really a great way to end that episode. Now I'm most probably gonna download the song. Because I thought it was really beautiful. But like it's funny because like there was one guy in the room that just like started laughing when at the. And everybody was so, like, I was so emotional, like, because it's such, a hyped episode. And finally, when the tension goes down and they arrive home, I thought it was beautiful. But yeah, okay. Last spot.
Laughing? Like, that's so rude.
I know.
A guy next to me was like, sorry. And there was the whole cast here, and the producers, and the writers. And I was like, this is weird, man. Because I think you can be a bit weirded out because it comes out of left field, but it's a beautiful rendition of that song. Like it is so beautifully sung, and I think it's also, as you're saying, like an historically very interesting choice and a good way to position the show at the end of the episode, being like, this is what we mean, this is what we're about. And I like that.
You see all of these different cultures come together in that atrium too. Like there's not just humans, there's like the black and white people, and like it's like it's such a beautiful like scene to get to just to show that they're all coming together for this beautiful like movement going forward. It's so
and
good.
a lot of them are saying it's their first time coming to Earth, and I think because Earth has been, isolationist for like most of the burn and was like separated from the other planet. So it's interesting also to see like what is the meaning of Earth for those people. Like, I maybe nothing, maybe something. Like there seem to be, something going on in the whole like.
Especially from
Anisha made that promise to Caleb, right? One day we'll see Earth together.
I think because she's human.
Yeah.
Eric?
I was just thinking because all of these Federation planets haven't, like, I've heard of Earth for such a long time, but haven't been there. Like, it's this mythical place to them. Like, these kids are going to, like, their Mecca that they've been.
Yeah, but also they were not born during they only I think Genesis lived under the Federation. You know, the others like.
But they might have heard about it just from being a post-Federation. I don't know. It's interesting to see where this Earth is placed.
I think it's maybe more about like Starfleet Academy in San Francisco, because have you read the book written by Una McCormack called Wonderland, which is like the 2 years that Michael is by herself before the arrival of Discovery, and there's this whole thing about like people trading in like trinkets from Starfleet has like a glorious past that nobody kind of remember. And I think that it's more like going to Rome kind of, it's kind of like wow, like the fallen empire, and like I wonder if they're gonna explore that a little bit more, because I think it's interesting. But yeah,
Star Trek writers, listen to us. Do this.
Anybody in the chat? Okay. Wow, we did so good. So good. Look at this. 8:15. I mean, for you more, but me 8:15. Last thoughts. We're gonna go reverse order. Hawk, what did you think of this premiere of a new Star Trek show?
It took me 2 watches, but I think this is probably one of the strongest debuts we've seen for a Star Trek series since like Strange New Worlds' first episode. It's so cinematic. Like there's we're at the stage where there's really no difference between like a movie and like a television series, and that as far as like the scope they can push as far as cinematography and like effects and editing. It had all that. It was so sure-footed in where it wanted to go. I'm a little shocked. It kind of exceeded my expectations about what this show was going to do. It was a really solid premiere.
Agreed. Eric?
So when I heard that they were doing this show, I was really sort of bummed, because I really like Prodigy. I love Prodigy, and I like that as a teaching show. So when I saw this episode, I was delighted. It's a long premiere, but it didn't feel like it dragged at any points. I loved every single character. Nothing seemed so generic that it was like, we've seen this before. There might have been tropes that they use, but all these characters have their own unique flair, and I like that. I like that already there are things that are just little love letters to Trek fans right now, like just in the first episode. And for people that are just like blowing it off as like 90210 in space, like you're doing yourself a disservice. Like this is so much more.
Hawk?
How we're doing?
Oh, you already went Paramount. Sorry. Oh my god. Hey, I think it's better that I do that than I judge some people like Julian. That's saying, I was like, I want you to hear you again. It's because we went the other way. Anyway, I agree. I think I was very stressed by, that premiere, because I know how much weight there is on the people making Star Trek. Noga Lando is a new showrunner. She's showrun The Magicians, which I really like. Yeah, like you watched that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a new showrunner. We have, a writing team, Kirsten Beyer, that we've interviewed for Star Trek Con, was an incredible Star Trek writer. We have Tawny Newsome. Like, there are other Gaia Violo. There's a lot of, like, Jenny Lumet. Like, there's a lot of women working on that show. Lots of women. And I knew that, that side of the fandom will come at it because it's a diverse cast and it's a diverse show that puts, a lot of, like, brown and black characters in front. And I was stressed because I was like, if it's not, I really want to like it. Like, I really, really want to like it. Mm-hmm. Also, everything going down with Paramount. So I know that a lot of people are calling, like, to cancel Paramount and all this. This show was made way before all that, right? So I was like, this is most probably the last Star Trek that we get that is written before that era of Paramount. So I hope I'm going to be able to love it. And that it's going to not be, kick in the knees by too many cook in the kitchen, by, execs wanting this and that, like as we seen, like, happen on other show. And I was so relieved that show opened on, like, this is what we are and this is what we're doing, and maintained it through that 1 hour 15 premiere. Was so tight, so well done, and so centered around character development. Like, I don't want to see, like, learn about alien planets. Tell me who those people are. And I think they did a great job, right? Like, giving us so much about this character, making us want to know so much more, just by little interaction, like that Captain Gwendala thing. I was like, oh my god, I want to watch 7 episodes more of that show. Jaden and Lura Faulk, same. I was like, I want to see more episodes about them. Sam, same thing. And they gave me a taste of exactly the kind of stories that I want to see in Star Trek, and they did it masterfully. This show is gorgeous. Those are mostly some of the most beautiful sets that we've seen in Star Trek. So, yeah, 20 episode. We know we have a season 2. Yes. And I'm happy that they managed to be so tight. So tight and going to the point, while being, like, full of action, full of humor. Like, they walked so many lines at the same time, and I don't think they failed anywhere. Which is wow for a premiere of Star Trek, because first season, first episode, like, it's hard to give a tone to what you're doing. All right. Well, I think
let's do some mailbags.
Let's do some mailbags. I was yelling at people on the Discord, I want to say, today, and I was like, I promise you, if your mailbag is too long, we're gonna have a problem because everybody is tired. It is January. You know what I'm going through? So let's go for mailbag. We don't have the sound anymore. No. New people are listening to this podcast know that normally we have a sound for the mailbag. And for, like, we have, like, what hailing frequencies are open. I don't know. I'm just doing the Strange New Loop sound for everything now. Eric, can you get Rob G?
Rob G wrote, I've been waiting for this show since I first read Starfleet Academy, Worf's first adventure, back in the early 90s. I'm older and hopefully wiser now, and while this isn't the show I wanted at that age, as a fully formed adult, I'm very happy with what we got. I feel like the team has done a great job at taking the things that make teen dramas so compelling and integrated them into what has made Star Trek successful for 60 years to make something that feels new and unique for the Star Trek universe. I'm looking forward to seeing where this journey takes us.
Huck, can you take Michael Graham?
Michael Graham wrote, love the reveal of the Athena, reminded me of TMP and Wrath of Khan when we see the Enterprise for the first time. Enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, I look at that Michael Graham, like, three sentences. Every Emily rewrote, I love the new opening montage. I could have done without the drawn out sequence with Caleb in the beginning. Enjoyed seeing the cadets work together, bringing their different skill sets to solve the problems. Loved everything with Sam. A few things I didn't like, but all in all, a solid first episode, and I'm excited for more. Also, it looks like Holly Hunter gives great hugs.
Yeah.
Small ones, but great ones. Eric, can you take Tara first? Starfleet Academy Limerick.
First limerick of Starfleet Academy. Starfleet Academy's arrived. Can these green cadets even survive? Captain Ake's quite adorable. Braa's quite deplorable. Let's hope the Federation will thrive. I would like to add, as a nitpick, my formal protest of too many acronyms. Hangry, if you're going to San Francisco, mixtape, Band-Aid, bros, and more are forgotten at the moment. Sigh.
Hawk, can you read Dana's?
Sure. Dana wrote, I'm a little unsure about how I was going to feel about this show at first, but oh my God, does this episode have me locked in when I saw it on the big screen at the premiere. It had everything I wanted and more. I can't wait to see what is to come next.
And I'm gonna take Sean.
You took
Sean
the longest
wrote,
one.
Oh my God.
I see that, Sean. Sean, my friend, we're gonna talk. What is this? Sean wrote, the first 10 minutes or so concerned me. I still find the distrustful, if not outright hostile attitude towards Starfleet jarring, and the way Caleb was treated in prison shuttle in the flash forward did not help. It was mitigated when I learned it wasn't a Federation prison as I had assumed. I love the idea of restoring the Academy to its proper place and admire the insight demonstrated in picking a Lanfanite as Chancellor. The conversation between Admiral Vance and Captain Ake was great. That reinforces my interpretation from Disco Season 3 that Vance very much wanted to be able to lead the Starfleet that was, but couldn't under the circumstances. However, I still can't quite buy that 120 years is enough for all of those institutions to fall apart. Too soon, Sean. Too soon. Took us way less than that, huh? In a world where people commonly live 200 plus years. But I can get over that to appreciate the story being told. Watching the new group of cadets meet and gel while saving the ship felt believable to me, and Paul Giamatti is clearly having a fantastic time as Braa. Also, I may or may not have teared up watching Starfleet Academy return to its ancestral home with that rendition of If You're Going to San Francisco playing in the background.
Yeah.
Yep, me too, man, me too. Eric, take us home with Colin D.
Colin D wrote, I'll be short and sweet. I really enjoyed 101. Good villain. Loved the Jem'Hadar Klingon character.
Thank you so much, Colin. And that's it. That's it for our review of Episode 1, Season 1 of Starfleet Academy Kids These Days. Thank you for joining. Please give us a like, subscribe, and see you on Monday for a review of Episode 2, Beta Test. Live long and prosper. Sarcastic Vulcan salute. Majram.
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.